Only have like 2 attempts left.
I might just have to go in.
Into the house with armed robbers.
I'm not willing to waste the last 2. I've seen my parents die 277 times.
You only have like 2 attempts left.
I might just have to go in.
Into the house with armed robbers.
I'm not willing to waste the last 2.
Come along, children.
Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Can you hear me now? Did you hear me just say?
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, 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 welcome back. This is the show, First Cut Live, now on Monday nights. I'm here with the squad. I'm here with the Fast family themselves, starting with our 7'4", Kristaps Porzingis, unicorn type, center in the middle, low post, front court, unstoppable force, Sabrina Ramirez. What's up, girl?
Hi, guys. Doing good, feeling good. Happy to be here on this Monday. It's a holiday. I have not been off this entire day. If you guys have time after this, check out my live stream I did on Bo Burnham's new special.
And also here we have Mr. Power Forward himself, Mr. Washed Up King. No, I'm kidding.
Washed up. What are you talking about?
Sorry, LeBron James. I'm thinking about LeBron, not RB3. Mr. MVP, 6-time champ, running to the rim, transition offense, pistol offense, every single offense you can think of. Mr. RB3 in the house. What's up, bro?
How you doing? Happy to be here. And it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I didn't know that there's this different setting.
You're running all these sounds and music and interviews in the background, bro.
Now I'm just curious. I'm curious what the audience hears now. Like, can y'all
I
hear
hear
everything
a ton
okay
of
now?
music.
A ton? Is it like bad or is it like decent or?
No, it's just it got louder and then it gets quieter.
I think that's
but
just
I'm
Zoom.
fine with it, bro. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's just Zoom. I think the audience hears it crispy.
Obviously, guys, we are here to talk all about movie news. And I think that there's been a couple movie news stories that we're going to get to this week. But before we do, let's catch up on the weekend. Like Sabrina said, we got a long weekend this week. Sabrina, what has it been like so far?
It's been really, really good. I was able to see some people actually go somewhere. Everybody was fully vaccinated.
I saw that picture.
Some hugs. Like it felt so nice to be able to see familiar faces because as I saw people in person, I was like, yo, I've only seen you on a screen for over a year now. It's like, yes, we see each other's faces all the time, but it's so different to actually experience it in person again. Also, I saw CRUELLA. So it was a lot of fun.
I saw that picture you took with some Schmodown peeps, and I thought it looked so cool. That's awesome. I love seeing you guys
so much fun.
get together and be happy. RB3, what about you, bro? You were telling me about all them house parties you were going to.
Well, not
let
house
the people
parties.
know where you were at.
It wasn't house parties, day parties, couple of day parties. You know what I mean? I'm vaxxed and I'm getting out there. You know what I mean? Starting to shake my tail feather a little bit. But yeah, there's a couple of events that was happening today. Both kind of a little bit ghetto, but ultimately had to come here for the gang for First Cut Live. Honoring our Monday commitment, and it's litty. So
it is, man. It is. Yesterday, guys, I was supposed to be doing an anime episode with Ben. We'll be back next week doing another anime episode. Then I'm coming up with so many topics, guys. It's not even funny. So hopefully we'll have plenty for weeks to come. Be on the lookout for a certain Slayer of Demons anime that we will be talking about. Finally. People have been saying I should watch it, and I'm watching it, guys. I'm doing it. Tanjiro and Nezuko. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for the family. Shout out to that new anime that I'm watching that everyone's been watching for years anyway. So that'll be coming back next week, guys. Also, this week we will be having our. Can I say it? I'll just say this stuff off top. I don't even know.
Yes. Say it. Absolutely. Yeah.
We have our part one of our Fast and Furious episode is coming out this week, guys. I'm going to be talking about our Fast and Furious movies of 1 through 4, specifically The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift, Too Fast and Furious, and Fast and Furious is what it's called. The other one. Yeah. Which is the weirdest title. I call all of them Fast and Furious, but whatever. And I'm so curious to hear. Yeah, I'm so curious to hear you guys' thoughts on the first 4 because I feel like everyone can pick like a favorite out of those because someone might like Too Fast, someone might like the first, someone might like Tokyo Drift a lot. There's a lot of fun moments, man. I was rewatching the first one last night. And I definitely have some thoughts once we get to that episode for sure. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And also this week, finally, Friday, make sure your Friday night is wide open, guys, because Friday night we have the premiere of RB3's new film, Timestamp. You can hear them horns. There we go.
Oh, sheesh.
Finally premiering. We want to hear all the sheeshes in the chat right now. Sheesh! For the new Timestamp premiere that is coming out this week. RB3, why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very exciting time for myself and Cade. I'm working on this movie for a long time. I think literally one of the first times me and Sabrina ever hung out, I was telling her about like pitching this movie to like get some money behind it or whatever. There was this is a long time coming, but we're ready. It's exciting. It's gonna be like literally I think so many like people are gonna be happy with it. Hopefully there's gonna be, I invited literally everybody I know, like everybody in the industry, so I don't know. Hopefully there's some good people there. Probably not, but hopefully somebody sees it.
Scorsese coming out.
I don't know if Scorsese like replied to my email, but I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see.
Man, you gotta try.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a good time. First Cut gang is here, and shout out to our First Cut Patreons. If you are a First Cut Patreon supporter, you will be invited to this premiere. You will be allowed to see this movie for free. It's already posted on the page. The link is already posted on the Patreon page. So, and this is a private invite only event, and it's only going to happen one time. Like after this screens one time, it's not going to happen anymore. That's largely because of festival eligibility and for things that we're trying to do in the future with this film. So this is just a one-time, really exclusive private premiere. If you miss it, you miss it. I'm sorry. I know people are going to be watching some stupid Schmodown thing. I don't mean to call Schmodown stupid, but there's going to be a thing happening with Schmodown probably. But whatever. We here, we gang, timestamp gang. If you want to, you probably watch that replay whenever, but you literally won't be able to watch this timestamp replay because as soon as it's over, it's over. You won't be able to catch it. So very excited for y'all. Very excited. I'm very excited for myself. I'm literally just been in the weeds with this for a long time. So what's up? That's what's up.
Okay, can I ask? I'm gonna pull a media press type question. Do you have the final cut of the movie? Is it ready? Is it good to GO?
Yeah, I mean it's like 99% there. There's just one little tiny sound thing that we've been trying to overcome for a good minute, but it's actually beyond that. It's pretty much already. It's like literally locked in. So. Shout out to my man Dwayne. Dwayne is going to be engineering the event for us, so I won't have to worry about it. And this film is going to be in 4K HDR, 24 frames per second. I don't know how to set all that stuff up on YouTube, so Dwayne's definitely going to be here to guide us through all that. So I'm really excited about that as well.
The reason why I ask is because I always feel like directors get that question when their movies come out, like big time ones. Like when the Russers get asked, like, Anthony and Joe Russer, do you have is Avengers Endgame officially set? And they're like, we're still editing the movie, but it's coming out.
That's
like
baloney.
they always say that, bro.
Yeah, that's baloney.
Every time they ask like Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan, he's like, I'm still editing the movie.
Yeah,
it's coming out Friday.
The movie's pretty much been edited for like over a year now. It's everything else that comes after the editing that we've been having some tough times with in terms of VFX, sound, all that. Yeah. But it's because me and Kate are like super perfectionists. So we're always like, hey, can you change this one little thing? And then everybody who's like working for us for cheap / free are like, hey man, you're freaking annoying. So yeah, that's usually what happens. But I'm super excited. I'm super, super excited for y'all to see it. Cause I do think when y'all see Ken Knapsack's performance in this, y'all gonna be like, wow, give this man the Oscar for the short. So
even just like the trailer that you posted on the channel looks so beautiful. The visual effects for that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing.
Shout out to our visual effects person, Guy Bergman. He's really, really talented. Shout out to everybody on the team. I mean, everybody on our team, our DP, Rudy. We'll talk about that on the premiere on Friday. So let's not get too wrapped up in that. But I do. Yeah. I did want to highlight one other thing while we're talking about celebrating. I'm talking about celebrating my short film, but there's something else that we gotta celebrate. That we gotta hype up. It's our birthday. It's First Cut's live first birthday. Hey,
it's our birthday.
Yeah, I mean it's our 50th.
It's like breaking news to me.
Yeah, it's our 50th episode, man. This is our 50th episode of First Cut Live. I think
that's what we're playing 50 right now.
Yeah, exactly. 50 Cent. Yeah, exactly. Boom. You already got the dialogue. You got the connection. And you already know it's popping.
I got this. What I do.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
So I'm gonna turn that off so now has when their copyright strike. But
there you go.
But no, it's our 50th episode. So thank y'all. And then this is not counting our meaning of live that we did. That's our meaning of episode. But I think it's almost a year to the day that we started doing.
Yeah, low key. Yeah. Shout out to Sabrina for coming up with the concept, obviously, with us doing live. I feel like everyone was doing live, and Sabrina was like, yo, we can beat these guys. And I was like, I don't know. All right, let's try it.
That's facts.
But speaking of which, I kind of want to, before we get to our main topic, you guys have been watching stuff. I want to know what you guys have been watching. And I know you kind of teased a little bit, Sabrina, but tease a little more as far as like what your week/weekend has been on a watch list type vibe, whether it's a show or a movie.
I have watched so much this past week.
Like
obviously that's been the case this entire time. And of course that's our job. So it's been the case for a while, but over this past week, I watched obviously the first 4 Fast and Furious movies. You'll get all of that in the meaning of episode. I watched Cruella. We'll be coming out with a review for that one as well. I was watching a bunch of Song King Ho movies. So I have a few of those that I'm going to be talking about on my Patreon in a few days. So that will be really, really exciting. But the thing that has stood out the most has been, like I mentioned earlier, Bo Burnham's special. I am blown away. I am a huge freaking Bo Burnham fan. I literally have his book right here. I love everything that he does. So I've seen it twice already, and it came out yesterday. So I watched it last night and this morning, just kind of in preparation for talking about it, because it is so much to take in. It is like an hour and a half of this emotional, existentially, like dreadful everything. It is exactly what I needed in a time like this. He's literally at his place, and the music and the theatrics, the production, it is freaking through the roof. I cannot express how much this freaking meant to me.
Interesting. I'm curious about RB3. RB3, are you a Bo Burnham person?
I don't know much
On the real.
I don't know much about Bo Burnham outside of 8th grade, if I'm being honest with y'all. I haven't seen much of much of his material.
Me too. I didn't know who he was till 8th grade, and everyone was like, he's like
Burnham coming out?
a YouTuber, and he's a guy, and he's a tall. And I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but
I was so curious. I would genuinely be curious to hear what you guys think, because like his specific style of comedy, I think, is so himself. It's so unique to him. It's like there's a little bit of dark humor, but it's very theatrical, like I mentioned earlier. It's like a theater kid. It got like a one-man show type of situation. So I would really be curious to hear what you guys think about it. Yeah.
The only Bo Burnham connection I have outside of like 8th grade and Promising Young Woman is the Key and Peele sketch. When it's like the improv guys and it's like the choir boys. Yeah. And it's the one black dude in it. And he does like the gangster off with the other black dude who gets in the group. Have you guys seen this? Am I the only one who's seen this? No, and he's like, yo, white boys gonna do what white boys gonna do. And he's like facing off with him, and it's amazing. It's one of the funniest sketches ever. That's the only Bo Burnham connection I have. And I'm just like, I don't know. What about you, RB3? What have you been watching?
Man, I watched a lot this weekend.
Yeah, you did.
I got to see A Quiet Place 2 in theaters and IMAX. I got literally the perfect seat right in the middle of the IMAX. Never had that seat before. I was like, man, how'd that happen? And it was like nobody next to me because of the whole pandemic thing. And then, so I saw that. And then, on HBO Max, I saw Those Who Wish Me Dead. Which is absolutely hilarious. What a fun movie. I don't know what people have been trashing this movie for. I thought it was great, like on the cheesiest level. And it's a little self-serious. It's definitely a little self-serious for sure. It's Taylor Sheridan, so it's gonna be like that. But I definitely thought it was a good like action movie, whatever. And then I also saw Monster, which was interesting too, on Netflix. This was a movie that was, check this, it competed in the 2018 Sundance Film Festival. And literally just got released by Netflix now in 2021. This cast is Jeffrey Wright, Jennifer Hudson, John David Washington, A$AP Rocky, the kid who won the Emmy from When They See Us. And you look up all of these actors and you see them and you're like, oh, this is all before like they major popped off, like, well, except for Jennifer Hudson, but like, and Jeffrey Wright, but like even still Jeffrey Wright, it was a little bit different in 2018 than he was in 2020 or 2017 he was in 2020 is in 2020. So I don't know, it's just interesting that like, you know, they got this movie out with especially with the kid from When They See Us, like he's in like so many things now, and John David Washington.
Was it Jarrell Jerome?
Jarrell Jerome, yes, Jarrell Jerome. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was dope. That was actually good. It was good. It was a very serious movie, but it was an interesting film as well. So
it's interesting because I feel like you guys, and this is a bad habit of mine, but low-key, it's the anime habit I have. But it's like every time I have some time, I'm like, all right, I have like a day, I'm gonna watch a show. Instead of watching like a few movies, I watch a show. So I started Ted Lasso, guys. Oh, wow. Just because I heard so much about it, and I was like, I kind of want to check it out. I have a little bit of time right now. While I have this time, I'm going to watch it. So I started watching Ted Lasso. I'm almost done with season 1. It's definitely pretty fun. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's not what I expected for sure. I thought there was going to be a little bit more inside jokes on football culture and UK soccer culture and all that. And then obviously I mentioned I'm watching Demon Slayer. I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't think you guys understood what I was saying because it was in Japanese. With Tanjiro and with Nezuko and all these great characters that everyone loves, and I always see pop up on my anime TikTok. So now I'm on the Demon Slayer vibe, so I'm doing that. A lot of little mini docs I've been watching. I think those are kind of fun. I always make time to watch those. I don't know why I've always been on that doc train, but I am. And then obviously trying to do my best in watching a lot of Fast and Furious movies over the span of like 2 days. Been watching a lot of that as well. Definitely curious to hear anyone in the chat what they're watching as well. Whether you're rewatching something or whether you're watching something for the first time. I'm super curious about that.
I also forgot about a couple shows that I did start as well. I started that show, The Flight Attendant, on HBO Max. It was all right. It was decent, Did
you finish Industry, man? Because I haven't finished it. I'm like on episode 7 and I kind of stayed there. Or 7 or 8?
I really didn't get past episode 1, bro, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, really?
I watched episode 1.
Episode 1?
Yeah.
I thought you were like at least caught up with me. I'm on 7.
I thought I was going to. I liked the first episode. Yeah. I never picked it back up. So
okay.
But I also watched.
It's a lot for me to handle. To be fair, it's a lot.
I thought it was gonna be like Succession, or I thought it was gonna be like
It's different.
What that show I talk about all the time, How to Make It in America on HBO. That's a good one. But I also started Chewing Gum by Michaela Cole, which was like before she did I May Destroy You, and that show is hilarious. Oh my gosh, that show is so funny. So yeah, I recommend that.
All right, final question: music. Any kind of music y'all been vibing with, whether it's pop, whether it's like old school stuff y'all been picking up, whether it's stuff you guys heard in the Fast and Furious movies and you're like, all right, I'm gonna check this album out. That's what I did. Any kind of music you guys been vibing with over the past week?
Ooh, I've been listening to a lot of records. Just obviously being home, I'm able to like flip everything over, and I took a break from it, but Bright Eyes, Phoebe Bridgers, Sufjan Stevens, Julian Baker, basically the same stuff.
I was gonna say, is this new?
Nope, nothing's new.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo, really good album.
Yeah, I heard about her. Yeah. That's that little teenage girl who's getting a lot of love.
Because I love High School Musical, the musical, the series, and she's the lead in that.
That'll do it.
Love. Yep.
That'll do it. What about you, RB3? RB3, any music you vibing with? You feeling? RB3 is just staring at me like, I don't know what you're saying, bro. Where you at, bro?
I don't know if y'all talking to me right now, but I literally can't hear y'all. So, there we go. I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Where were you at?
I can hear y'all. I'm sorry. I can hear y'all. Yeah, there's a problem with my sound here, and I was trying not to freak out and scare everybody. What were y'all saying? I'm sorry. Besides the Phoebe Bridgers,
I say, what kind of music any new music you're vibing with? Or
not new music. I mean, I'm always vibing with some old like 2000, like 2013 like hip hop. Drinking My Cup. I'm just playing looking at my most recent Pills and Potion, Nicki Minaj. There is a new song by Moneybagg Yo called Wokeisha that's like excellent. And then there's a band called Water Parks, and they're like probably more in like your lane, Sabrina. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
You've heard of Water Parks?
Like pop punk band?
Yes. So they performed in our network live in our studio like recently, and did like a whole show. And perform like 4 of their songs or whatever, like live in our studio, and it's on our Instagram live, our network's Instagram page if you want to check it out. It's like a 30-minute show. But ever since I heard their little performance, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of rocking with these guys. Like they're kind of nice. So yeah, that's been the main. And of course,
Algorithm.
Kay's Algorithm. Yeah. Hold up, man. Let's hear one of the jams from right there real quick. Hold up.
Gonna copyright us?
Nah, Kay, don't copyright us. Kay can't copyright us.
Well,
Kay,
I haven't sent mine too though. I still gotta send mine, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I still got. Oh man, hold up. Are we hearing this?
Or not.
Hold up. There we go.
I can't
There we
hear
go.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, we got the video. You see the video? Oh my gosh, the video is here on Spotify. Y'all see this video on Spotify?
Yo.
Yo, you see this?
that is
Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Yo, stream algorithm, stream something's real.
Well, do you guys like that video feature in Spotify?
I do.
I
think
kinda
it's
do
really
too.
cute. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really, really like it.
I'm gonna kind of echo a couple people in the chat. I can't lie, bro. I try to avoid it, and by avoid it, I mean in a very like conscious, like, all right, I'm not gonna do this kind of way. But then I was like, bro, I kind of have to, just because I keep hearing quotes about it. But I'm doing it, bro. I'm on that J. Cole.
Oh man.
I'm on that J. Cole, bro. I'm back on it.
He putting you to sleep or something? He putting you to sleep at night? Is that what he doing? Or
Yo, I like that. I like that one single that he's got with 21. I like that one. I can't lie.
you know what, Ace? I'm sorry.
I
There's
like
one.
it.
You said what we listening to, and there's one thing I'm actively not listening to, and that's Little Baby. Stop putting Little Baby on every single song that's out there. I'm tired of seeing Little Baby.
Why? What's
I go
wrong
on
with
the
Lil
rap. I go to the Rap Life playlist on Apple Music, and I'm not joking. 50% of the songs are either Little Baby or featuring Little Baby, and I skip every
What's
single
wrong
one of
with
them.
Lil Baby, man?
I skip them.
On everything.
I don't like him. What is he saying? Do you understand what he's saying? For one, do you
No,
understand what he's saying?
Poetic.
Poetic how? What is he saying? Does he have a quotable lyric? Does he have one quotable lyric? He doesn't have one quotable lyric. Come on, man. This is like Future all over again.
He's
Y'all
got a
gassing
cool
up somebody's
voice.
trash.
I think that's kind of what it is. He's got a cool voice.
He got a cool voice, and I like that one song he did during the summer where he was trying to get all like inspirational, like with the protest music. And I'm like, nah, ever since then, just trash. Skip. Any song he's on, skip.
I low key kind of vibe with a couple of these new artists. I was thinking about it the other day, but some of them are all right, man. Some of them are all right. I vibe with them. Some stuff that I hear on the radio isn't too bad. I used to be the grumpy old head hip hop dude. But I'm trying to grow away from that because I don't want to be that guy who's like hip hop back in my day, and it's like, bro, no one wants to hear that. They really don't. So I vibe with Lil Baby. I vibe with Lil Baby, Dub Baby, 21.
I like Dub Baby.
Roddy Rich. I like all these guys. Shout out to my boy Lil Uzi Vert. He's still doing stuff sometimes.
I love Lil Uzi. See,
Lil Uzi's my boy.
I feel like I'm becoming that old head now. I feel like, man, ain't none of these dudes Outkast. Ain't none of these dudes like freaking
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Now Kendrick's old now, even though Kendrick's been around.
Like, what's going on, man?
Low key, bro, I gotta be real. Last thing I'll say, guys, and I'll swear we'll move on to our main topic. Is like, I can't lie, like on the low, I've been watching obviously these Fast movies, and I realized, did you guys realize, because I literally just watched this last night, but in Fast and Furious 1, obviously we have like 2 Ja Rule songs that come up in that.
Yeah.
The life ain't a game, whoa, it's all the same.
I
that
literally
yeah, go ahead.
I was watching it for the first time, and again, I know nothing about any of these movies. We're gonna get into it
When
more.
Ja comes
So I
out.
started, and I'm like, is that Ja Rule?
Yeah, it is Ja
Yeah.
Rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I gotta. So I respected Ja Rule doing his thing. You know, it's 2001. It is what it is. Shout out to Monica. But I gotta say, when you're in the house party scene and you hear Nate Dogg,
Yeah.
and you hear I got hoes, and I hear that song, and I'm like, yo, Ludacris, area codes, and different area, and I was like, bro, area codes when I was like 10 was my jam, bro. It was my shit. I low-key have said this on, I think I said this on Schmoes, but I was like low-key, my older brother raised me on like Chicken and Beer. Chicken and Beer was like the only album we listened to for like 2 years. And on the low, the only reason like if I were to go like to a Fast and Furious event, bro, I would not give a crap about Vin Diesel. Wouldn't give a crap about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But if Luda showed up, I'd be like, yo, Luda low key raised me, bro. ATL, Dirty South, like straight up all this stuff. I'm like, yo, Luda low key is like family to me. Straight up, like, yo, family.
That's the connection they want, man. That's what Vin Diesel been telling you about from the very beginning. You know,
it'd be Luda, and it'd be the Latino rappers, Tego Calderon and Don Omar.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, well, they show up till 5. But Tyrese will be my guy. I will stomp up to Tyrese so quick. I'll be like,
you'll be like, bro, get off IG Live, bro.
Listen, but bro, you gotta. For me, Tyrese had Fast and Furious and Transformers going at the same time. As a kid and like that era, as like a young man, you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy is like, he's off to the next level. And then you find out he got music and he sings and you're like, yo. And then you see the online antics and you're like, oh, you're even a bigger fan because you feel sorry for him. You're like, come on, man. And you gotta, and you're just like, man, if I could just talk to Tyrese, give him a little bit of guidance, like, he'd be like the biggest star in the world, you know?
He's like 20 years older than you.
I know, but still, I mean, he got Benny Honda. Did you hear he has a Benny Hondas in his backyard? Come on, man. If I was his financial, he has a full Benny Hondas in his backyard. If I was his financial manager, if I was his financial manager, I would have told him not to make that move, man. Don't make that move. Don't put the Benny Hondas in the backyard.
Why would Tyrese do that? Like, what?
He's a lie. If you follow him, you know he's a lie. I used to follow him. I don't anymore. Shout out Tyrese. Anyway, back to the main topic of this week. The main topic this week is something that kind of RB3 came up with because he's the first one who saw the movie, and that's Quiet Place 2. Because guess what, guys? A Quiet Place 2 made money. It is probably the first movie since the whole thing started that has actually made some money. And by made some money, I mean like some significant amounts. I'm not talking Godzilla, King Kong, 10 mil. I'm talking like nearly 50 mil is what I last saw on Box Office Mojo, which matches its first domestic opening for the first film. The first film made 50 million in theaters. And a lot of people might be like, oh, well, then it didn't succeed because it made, the same amount. It kind of low-key did, because if you think about it, there's still a lot of places that are not at full capacity. There's still a lot of people who are still trepidatious to go to the movie theater, who don't want to go to the movie theater. Yeah. And yet, A Quiet Place 2 has made a significant amount of money. I'm so curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because our title of our main topic today is Are Movies Back? So the question I have for you, Sabrina, after hearing this is, are movies back?
I think 100%. And we talked about this weeks ago. So now I could be like in your face, Andres. I knew the second, me and RB3 were talking about this for a hot minute. I knew the second we were able to go back to have that theatrical experience, people were going to be excited to do it. It's something I talked about in my review of Bo Burnham's special, that like, we didn't know what we had until it got taken away. So yes, movie theater going experience, it was down in terms of like audience. But now that it's back, I do think we're going to get to that level. And there's people that we are getting fully vaccinated. Those numbers are rising. So people are going to be more like inclined to be able to just like go outside, go see a movie. It's those little simple experiences that you did not realize made so much of like an impression on your life. Like being able to experience a movie with an entire audience, obviously like pandemic, like lessened people in the crowd, but still, it's really, really amazing. Like having seen 3 movies now, it's an experience like no other. So yeah, movies are back and probably going to be better than ever for a hot minute.
What do you think, RB3?
Yeah, I mean, just like everything Sabrina said, like the first movie I actually saw back, I talked about it a little bit, was what's it called, Sabrina? Shiva Baby. That was the first movie I saw back. That was a funny experience to see in the crowd because people were laughing. The second movie I saw back was Mortal Kombat, which was, cool too. I didn't love that movie, but it was whatever. And then the next one I saw was Wrath of Man, which was crazy. Saw that in Adobe AMC, like Dolby Cinema or whatever. And like, seeing that like loud shooting, Guy Ritchie action and like full surround sound. I'm like, yo, this is what I've been waiting for this entire time. And then I got to see A Quiet Place 2, and it was even more of the same. Like it just felt like I was right back where I belong. I really think that A Quiet Place 2 was like specifically designed for the theatrical experience. I think a lot of people realized that from the first movie. I think that's why the first movie was so successful. They marketed it as like, you got to go to the movies and you got to stay quiet. I think for the second one, I think people, look, I've been saying this. I know, people haven't been believing me. Audiences haven't been believing me. You haven't been believing me, Ace. But I've been saying, I think people are ready. Like, I think people, as soon as like they could go back, they were ready to go back, especially if it was going to be something big. And I think, doing the 50-50, I've always said doing the 50-50 split of the streaming and the theatrical stuff is going to be kind of weird for some people. But I think when it's a movie that's designed to be watched in the theater, like A Quiet Place, like Black Widow is going to be later this year, like like In the Heist is going to be next week. I think we're going to continue to see this pattern of movies that are going to be successful in the theaters, because people want that vibe. People are excited about experiencing things again and again on a big screen.
I think I really underestimated the impact that people had. The feeling that people have when they're locked inside so much and they just have to express themselves or just be extra. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I went to a Suns game last week. I went to the final Suns game of the season. I was just like, bro, yo, I'm going to go to a damn Suns game, regardless of what it is. And it was lit. Like, it was wild. And I was there and I was watching the game. It was a 1-point game, came down to the final shot, which was the free throws. And I talked to my dad about it, but I was like, I think people are really like, so like it's like you've been locked inside for so long that you just got to let whatever you have inside of you out in a very non-judgmental kind of way, or at least most people are not judging you kind of way, where it's like kind of allowed now, where everyone feels so inclined to just be extra and wild because they've been locked inside so long. It's like that Zemo scene from Falcon and Winter Soldier, when he's just dancing his ass off because, bro, I've been locked in prison for 5 years. You bet your ass I'm gonna dance. If I'm gonna hear a beat, I'm gonna dance. And I feel like that's kind of what people are experiencing now when it comes to movie theaters, because they feel like anything that's public, I'm doing it. Like, if it's a movie, if it's a sports event, if it's anything like that. And there's pros and cons to it, right? Because I really do feel like we're seeing kind of a couple positive events over the weekend, but we might start to see some negative stuff. I've been watching the NBA like religiously over this past week. So I've seen some negative stuff when it comes to NBA fans and NBA interactions, who might be a little too extra when it comes to their antics on the crowd. But I feel for the most part, it's like people really do have this universal feeling of like, hey, it's straight up like what is that song? This Is Me. This is me. And they're singing a song in a musical, and it's like an improv musical scene where everyone is just joining in, and it's like, it's okay to be you, whether you have long hair, short hair, whether you've came out of quarantine ripped or not, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone is in a very like, supportive kind of style. And I feel like that's transferring over to movies. My question to you guys, is this going to transfer over officially week by week? I think the next big one is Conjuring, right? Conjuring 3 is the next one that comes out this week, right? Mm-hmm. You think that one's going to be as big or not?
100%.
Because it's horror.
I think, yeah, exactly. Just like we talked about for like something like horror, you want that sound design. You want to be scared that way. You won't have the same effect at home. So I believe Conjuring is coming out on HBO Max and theaters at the same time. So I'm going to be curious to see how that kind of affects it, because I also want to look into those like Cruella numbers. I want to see how many people chose to actually venture out into the theater if it is readily available. But I do feel like something like a Conjuring, you have to go see it in a theater. Like, you have to go. And then I think, depending on obviously the quality of the film itself, not just Conjuring, but anything, if there's like really good word of mouth, more people are going to go out week by week. Like, I don't think A Quiet Place is going to have a really big drop at all. I think it's going to pretty much continue with like the pace. I think it's going to be a solid drop, but because of the word of mouth, people are still going to go out to see it.
To answer your question, Sabrina, I think it was 23 mil
for Cruella.
Yeah, for Cruella. Yeah.
And the box office,
RB3.
or at the people who watching at home?
No, domestic box office.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm curious what Cruella would have done if it was not just if it was just released theatrically, if it was just not on Disney Plus. I think that also sided for some people. I know literally people who
could have been 30.
I know people who literally were like, oh, Cruella's out. Is it on Disney Plus for 30 or is it in theaters? And then I said they're in theaters, and they were literally like, oh, I'm going to see it in theaters. I'm just going to see it. I'm not going to see it this weekend, but I'm going to see it later because
100%. That's different though, because I feel like that's 100% the better option. If someone says pay $30 and stay at home, or pay $20 and go to the movies,
yeah,
I'm gonna pay $20 and go to the damn movie theater the way it's supposed to be seen. For sure, I back you up on that for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to become the conflict for a lot of people. I think when it's between, and I don't know. I mean, I'm curious on how long Disney's going to continue the $30 experiment. I think with HBO Max, it's different because now they're doing it like for the free type wave. But I don't know. I still think, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still think In the Heights is still going to do great. I still think, is Conjuring going to be a day and date thing too? Or is that?
Yeah. Or no,
it is. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally right. I apologize.
Yeah. So that's going to be a day. I'm curious to see how that's going to be. I'm going to be extremely curious to see if Dune just blows the box office out the water, and will HBO Max and will even continue this experiment going forward, because right now, during the pandemic, all the commentators, we're saying, oh, it's going to be an easy way to make money on both sides. You get both sides. But I think in some ways you might be losing money if you do the day and date thing, because it just
should they nix that?
I think
after this now, after what we saw this weekend, should we nix this? I'm talking about, like, I can watch, technically, if I have HBO Max, which I do, I can watch In the Heights in my laptop. Do I want to watch In the Heights in my laptop? Nope. I'm going to go out and watch it. Should we nix that option though? Or should Disney Plus nix the Black Widow option by July 9th, which is like, come on, bro. Like, by July 9th, everyone is going to go see damn Black Widow in the damn movie theater. No one's going to want to see that at home for $30. Like, should we just nix that now and be proactive or reactive or whatever you want to say?
I think so. I think this is the time. I think theaters need this more than anything now. We're seeing, we're already seeing ArcLight fall through the cracks, Pacific fall through the cracks. Mad theaters are like barely surviving. It's looking like it's going to be a monopoly with only like AMC and maybe Regal, which in and of itself is kind of sad. But at least keep that business going while it's still there. Like right now, we don't need to fully lean into this whole distribute at home thing, because frankly, I think the home model works so much better for TV shows and TV programs anyway. Like, I think more people are jacked on Disney Plus because of Mandalorian and Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision than they are about Mulan and Black Widow. Like, I think more people would stay on the platform for the TV shows than the movies. So
what do you think, Sabrina? Should HBO Max and Disney Plus nix those options?
Well, I think Disney Plus should for sure get rid of that like $30. Honestly, they should have not had Cruella on it at all. Just have it in a theater. Feel like they would have made a lot more money, would have been a lot more successful. Also, the experience as a whole, like watching it at home, I don't know how much I would have loved it versus seeing it in a theater, because I did really enjoy the film. So I think they should definitely get rid of that $30 price tag. I know they're releasing Luca, I believe, straight onto the
for
service.
Free, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, for free. So if you want to have those, sure. I still think they should release Luca for free on, if you're going to do it for free on the thing, release it for free, but then also release it in theaters. I don't see why you would have to choose one or the other. Get rid of the $30. Nobody likes it. Nobody cares for it. The only thing is, if you have like a bunch of people over and you have like a projection in your backyard or something that you can recreate this magic.
Or families, right? Families with a lot of kids.
Huge family. I enjoyed that part about it, but overall, I just feel like it doesn't even make any sense. And yeah, I think HBO should kind of be in the conversation of like, yo, what do we do now? Because people are 100% ready to go back. I think they should see what happens with these Conjuring numbers and see how many people are hesitant to go to the theater and just check it out at home instead.
Oh, sorry, no, that's not a message. Somebody just subscribed, I guess. So thank you, Fools Gill.
Oh, thanks
for subscribing. Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, they should have this conversation after Conjuring and In the Heights. I wish they would have done it before both of these films released, but I think it's a little bit too close for them to stop now. But let's get ahead of it while we still can.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because it feels like it's almost too late now, or almost like you're going back on a promise. If you're like a company where you say, hey, get this for free if you subscribe to HBO Max, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, I take it back, only in theaters.
They're pulling back with like Dune and stuff. I'm like, you might as well just make a lot of directors happy, because if you're going to do it for Denis Villeneuve, like, do it for other directors. You
but
make
it's in
these films to have people see it in a theater, though.
But October is so much further away than like next week, right? Isn't that when In the Heights comes out? In next week,
In the Heights is like next week after.
15th?
June
13th?
11th. June 11th.
11th. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is still next week. It feels a little bit like it might be too late, but on the low, like if I'm being real, it might, like you're probably still going to lose a lot of money. Like what you said is kind of spot on, Sabrina. Like think about it. If you didn't have that $30 option on Disney Plus for Cruella, how much more would it have made? I could argue it could have made $10 million more. And I know that sounds a lot to like me overestimating it, but that might even be the case. Like if you look on past Disney live action adaptations, those are money makers. Those are billion-dollar movies. So I could easily say Disney could have made 10 mil more, which is a lot of money, if they just said, theaters only, Memorial Day, go out and watch this crazy lady kill dogs. Like they could have made more money, I think, versus being like, yo, pay $30 for this if you want to watch it at home. It's like, who's going to do that?
Yeah. I do know one person, a friend of mine did see it in theaters and then went home and also got it on Disney Plus because they loved it so much. So like, there's that option, because you ever have that feeling when you leave a theater and you're like, I wish I could watch this movie again right now.
But the point of doing that is to go back to the theater and rewatch it. That's the point of that feeling. That's what Star Wars created in 1977, is that, or Jaws, where it's like the blockbuster feel of like, I have to see it again because I loved it so much. And then they would go back and do repeat business.
I really do love what Cade is saying in the chat. He said, I think studios should keep doing the hybrid model for new movies so that disabled or agoraphobic people can still be a part of the new movie's release culture. That is the biggest thing. That is another one where that is super important as well. So that's a really great point.
It's funny how we're kind of pro, these companies going to theaters, but I just feel like maybe we're just big theater fans. But you're right, there is a lot of people who don't have that option, who appreciate having the at-home option because they're unable to for a variety of reasons, or because they just don't want to, or they don't feel comfortable right now, regardless of the fact of whatever they have or don't have. It's one of those things where having that option seems to be the more fair thing to do, and yet we're here like, yo, theaters only, let's go. Well, everyone go to the damn theater.
I do think like if there's like awards movies, like, or if there's like big movies that hit a lot of audiences, I think go for it. Like I love the fact that the Pixar movies are the ones that they're picking to put like on free for Disney Plus, partially because I think Pixar is one of the greatest studios ever, but I also think because like I also think because it shows like it's not like profit motivated. Like it's about like people enjoyment, people having accessibility, So I think when we're talking about the question of accessibility, when it comes to like a small movie like a Whiplash or I don't know, like a Nightcrawler or a Nomadland, like give me that all day and all night, because I want that option to see that at home if it's only going to show at one theater in West Hollywood. Give me that option to stream it.
I get that, but all those movies you just named were some of my favorite theater experiences. Nightcrawler, Whiplash. I was like, bro, those are like my favorite. It's better
to be able
movies
to have like
theaters.
More people at least be able to see it. If they're only going to release it in like one theater in LA and New York, like obviously it's not the best option.
I'll be the one
probably.
Right.
No, the Portrait of a Lady on Fire is one of my favorite theatrical experiences that I've ever had. And it dropped on Hulu like 2 months later. I was excited to be able to keep rewatching it, but some people were experiencing it for the first time because unfortunately they didn't live in an area that showed it.
And that's my thing. Even though you're telling me like Whiplash and Nightcrawler were amazing theatrical experiences, because I couldn't go to a theater and watch them, guess what I did? I bootlegged them. I downloaded them illegally. So what do you want me to do? That's the down part. You're either gonna let me stream it for $7.99 a month, or I'm gonna get it for free. Because I'm not gonna drive an hour and a half to see this.
But
movie.
I feel like this goes back to like the Martin Scorsese New York Times article, right, where he says that the problem with that option is that you're saying it's an option, but it's really not, because you're only offering one or two types of movies in movie theaters. I mean. Which is the blockbuster superhero action film or the horror film. That's it. Like, that's the only options you get, or maybe like the one kids movie. But even then, kids movies are now being mainly streaming movies now anyway. So I feel like at least tell movie theaters there has to be some sort of incentive to have bigger chain movie theaters that are now going to be a monopoly. Let's face it, this is where we're headed. To somehow make some sort of society, organization, association to require having these films in theaters in a bigger market, in more locations, so people have the option to say, I'm going to go see that movie that costs $10 million because I want to see Jake Gyllenhaal scream into the mirror and go nuts for 2 hours, and it's going to be awesome. And it was awesome. And I feel like having that option is important.
Sorry, my bad. We had a donation. I'm gonna try and read it again. That a crazy name. Give me 1 second, yo. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that.
You see what I'm saying though? Like, I feel like that's the Scorsese thing where I really agreed with him, where he was like, you're saying there's an option, but it's literally like 20 screens and all 20 of them are playing Avengers Endgame, and then one of them is playing like a horror movie.
That's the thing, though, from a business standpoint. Like, typically, if you go into a random place and you have Portrait of a Lady on Fire, nobody heard of the movie, so nobody's gonna see it. That's the thing. It's like, it is so like more like underground, not getting enough attention, where you're not gonna get the audience, even though you will get a few handful of people that have heard about the film. It's probably not gonna be a large amount of people, which makes it like, from a business standpoint, with that. You're like, oh yeah,
from a business standpoint, absolutely.
Everybody knows. That's the only.
But I feel like
I feel like they'd be hesitant to like do.
If we're headed towards a more monopolized kind of society when it comes to movie theaters, I feel like there should be some sort of checks and balances when it comes to the type of movies you play. Mm-hmm. If business-wise, you're right, it would be smarter to have Avengers Endgame on all the screens.
Yeah.
But on a fair checks and balances kind of level, I feel like there should be some sort of like, hey, if there's only going to be one movie theater, at least play like several films, fam. Like, that's got to be a requirement. And I know that's going to be something maybe in the future that the Theaters Association, what are they called? They have like a
NATO
really
or something.
NATO,
yeah.
National Organization Theaters, whatever. I think that's something that they maybe can discuss later in the future. Because I do feel like you're right, business-wise, it does make more sense. And yet, even I'm still like, yo, screw that. Go ahead and read that message, RB3.
Yeah, we got a donation coming in here from very interesting name.
Hitman's wife's cuckold donated $20. Love you guys. Glad to be back in theaters.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Hitman's wife's
awesome.
cuckold. Yeah, no, I'm very excited.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was cocktail.
Oh no. A little more lewd. By the way, people, $5 plus donations will be read out loud. Donate to the show, support the show, or join the First Cut Patreon. Things are kicking up, and we got, again, you're invited to see Timestamp with us. So come through, say what's up.
All right, last thing I'll say, guys, because I think we're running out of time and topics. Space Jam. How is Space Jam going to do? RB3, I know you're big on this, especially if LeBron has a first round exit. If the Suns
He's not going to have a first round exit. I'm going to tell you that for sure. That's not about
in
to
the name
happen.
of Jesus.
No, come on.
He's going to have a first round exit.
Heck? Come on, man.
Raise your hands right now.
Nah, AD went down one game, and y'all Suns fans are like trying to dance on our graves.
Bro, we had Chris Paul down for 3 games, bro.
And he was still playing. He wasn't a brittle piece of ice.
He didn't score any points.
And
he was literally dead weight.
Like, he's an active player.
Chris Paul?
Yeah.
LeBron?
LeBron,
yeah,
he's still going.
Oh,
he's leading the damn
I thought
team.
he was going like straight into like the acting stuff.
He is after this series. Once he has a first round exit.
Stop listening.
Yeah, never mind.
He's highly competitive. He's gonna win the championship this year. And after he wins the championship, it's gonna be like we're gonna be talking about Space Jam 2 becoming the biggest movie of all time.
Space Jam. LeBron's whatever. He'll be out of the first round. It's fine. It's whatever. We'll forgive him. He's still
not
great.
the first look at this guy, man.
But how much is Space Jam going to have success in movie theaters? Do you feel?
Yeah,
Because it has that kid. Because it's a kids movie, and it'll have the kid option. What do you think, Sabrina? Because you're probably the least basketball person here.
Well, I think like the whole point of kind of these like nostalgia based films are to tap into the market of people that enjoyed the first film. So people like our age and a little bit older that do remember this first film when it came out. I do think we're at that place where we can go to a theater and be comfortable. So I think theatrically it will do okay. But I do think the day and day HBO release is really where like kids are going to be able to check it out. That's where I think it's going to be more accessible for kids. So obviously we're not going to know these numbers. We don't know how many people decide to sign up or how many people continue on their subscriptions to HBO Max based off of that. So I think it's going to do okay.
I'm curious. Well, how do you guys feel marketing wise? HBO Max subscribers, do you feel like those are the type of people that are going to be like, I have my kids and I'm going to subscribe to HBO Max because they want to watch Space Jam and I'm going to have my kids there? Like, is that really a logical connection? Do you feel? Or I might be wrong because I think of
taking a family to the movie theaters is so expensive.
Well, I think of HBO Max and I think like Game of Thrones, Succession, Barry, Mayor of Easttown, like a lot of like 35-year-olds. I don't know how else to describe them.
I don't feel like people are like, oh, Mayor of
families.
Easttown. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like HBO Max definitely does lean towards more adults, but I also think they do have a lot of kids programming on there. Like they're trying. They have like, isn't like Sesame Street or something owned by like HBO or some stupidness like that? And listen, like I think what they're trying to do with them buying Warner Media buying Discovery and spinning that off into their own company or whatever, I think they're literally trying to make like the conglomerate, like the streaming service. Like they're gonna combine.
That's for moms, bro.
I mean, Discovery's for moms. HBO is for dads. Like, come on, man. It's the whole.
HBO is for like weirdos. I don't know. I just feel like Mayor of Easttown, Succession, and then like House Hunters.
I feel like
and then
like us. I don't know. I feel like that's people like us, but like if you see like Space Jam, all these advertisements that have been coming out on social media and everywhere, and like let's say I'm a mother and I have a family of like 4 kids and I'm like, oh, am I going to go to the theaters to go see Space Jam? Or am I going to sign up for one flat rate, even if it's just for 1 month, to watch this single film and then me and my kids could enjoy it? Same thing with Tom and Jerry and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tom and Jerry was clearly a bomb, and I think they acknowledged that.
Well, but I feel like it was terrible.
Yeah, but I feel like Space Jam, I don't know. I think that's the one film that I just don't see that kind of cross. If Space Jam was, Disney Plus, I think it'd be a different story. But I feel like that crossover doesn't necessarily cross streams, and they might be like, you know what, this is Space Jam. This is LeBron. He just had a first round exit against the Suns.
Actually,
we're going to the theaters. We're going to see it to the theaters.
You know what?
I just feel like.
You know what makes me not feel that way at all? Actually, now that you're saying that more, The Shop is like on HBO. Like,
no, The Shop just came back. I did it.
Yeah,
I didn't see The
Shop. My mom literally looks for. Oh yeah, you hating right now. My mom literally looks forward to The Shop every time it comes out. Like, now The Shop, like. LeBron has a little bit of a fan base. Trainwreck is on HBO Max. Like there's a little bit of a
all time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, LeBron, he's getting around. I think if they market it the right way, I think there is a way that it will be super successful. What does it come out in, like August or whatever? It could be the perfect
or
July.
So
yeah, I was gonna say it comes out soon. Yeah.
Oh, so it could be the perfect summertime like event movie, while also being like the perfect one for families at home too who can't necessarily see it. Like, again, it's back to accessibility. I like the fact that maybe the family with like 9 kids that can't afford to go to the movies can at least have that option to see Space Jam. So
yeah, that's a fair point. Thank you to everyone who has joined us for this episode.
Wait. I want to ask y'all real quick. Is it cool if my boy K calls in real quick to talk about timestamp before we go?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. All right, Kate, if you're listening, man, I sent the link. If you're listening, Kate, call in. I'm texting you. He's gonna do audio only, so we don't have to worry about video. Kate, if you're listening. All right. Meanwhile, we could go through some comments. Zeno Hour said HBO Max is my favorite app. That's what's up.
I low key, I think I'm with that, man. I don't know about you, but I think HBO Max might be my favorite one. I was on it last night. Obviously, I was watching the first Fast and Furious movie. I was just saying that. I didn't know that I was looking for Fast and Furious, and then it happened to be on HBO Max. The ones they have there are Fast and Furious, 2 Fast and Furious, and then the Hobbs and Shaw movie.
What an interesting combination.
I know it's weird, right? But I still feel like that's the one I go to the most, whether it's like an HBO Max show on a night, whether it's a documentary. I know they're doing I've been watching the opioids documentary on HBO Max.
Jeez.
I know it's heavy, but at the same time, it's one of those things that I've been kind of curious about for years.
You know what you got to watch, and it's tough subject material, but it's called Exterminate the Brutes. Exterminate the Brutes. It's all about. It's from the guy who did I Am Not Your Negro, and it's all about the lost parts of history that like white people or European people don't tell you about, like about how all the wars they lost and all the times they didn't fall through. So,
Kate said he's here.
Oh, we got somebody in the waiting room. Hold up, give me a second. Oh man, hold up. I gotta shut off your video, my guy. Sorry.
Hello?
There we go. Hey.
Hello? Am I on? Is it live?
Yeah, you here. You live.
Good to be here. Congrats to you guys on 50 episodes. 50 episodes live. You kept us going through the pandemic. First Cut Live.
Yo, thanks, man. We appreciate that. How are you feeling about Timestamp finally coming out?
Don't make me drink alone. I'm feeling good. Robert and I have put a lot into this movie, and we are so excited for you guys to see it. And I'm so excited for you guys to be a part of the live stream event. It's gonna be such a good time. And shout out to everyone who's given donations to help make this project come alive. You guys are the GOATs, greatest of all time. Period. And yeah, I just want to come on here to hype everyone up. Your last chance to get into the premiere. Join that First Cut Patreon. You will not regret it. There's so many goodies in there. It's like Halloween every day of the year. Tricks and treats in that Patreon. So subscribe and get a ticket to the premiere.
If there's one thing specifically that you're looking forward to people seeing in the movie, what do you think that is? Like a performance, a special effect? What do you think?
I'm really excited for people who have been fans of Ken Knapsack for a long time to see his acting chops really come full. Like literally, he gave a full on like Oscar worthy performance in this movie. So
I'm telling y'all.
So I'm really excited for everyone to see that, and so did all the other actors. But I think for this demographic specifically, I think people will be really excited to see Ken.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a term called like an actor's director. Which one of you guys is the one who's like, yo, I got this with the actors? Between you and RB3.
What do you think, Rob? Sometimes I get a little too existential with the actors, but I love it.
No, I mean I think it's a little bit of both, but I think probably Kate a little bit more with the acting wise, and then I think it's both. I mean, I think it's definitely both. I mean, it is, yeah. It's definitely both, but I think Kate, you definitely communicate like with the actors really well, stuff like that.
I get really deep. I'm like, okay, remember like your deepest trauma, like okay, and bring that to this scene. And Ken's like, what? Like this is not a sad scene, and I'm like, but still, you just gotta like remember your trauma,
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a lot from Rob because he's he's an incredible director, and we work really well together. So it's equal split,
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited. I think everyone's excited. Go ahead, RB3.
And Kate, don't forget to tell the audience, my man. Tell the world. Tell the world about your new diploma you got out there. Come on, tell them about your graduation.
That USC diploma.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I did just graduate. from USC undergrad film production. So, there's more people applauding there than there was at the actual ceremony.
They just needed RB3 to engineer and add those sound bites in.
Bro,
Yes, the gunshots, the sound effects, all that stuff.
I don't know about the gunshots, but
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, thank you guys for always hyping us up, and I'm super excited for you guys to be a part of it.
I am also excited. I think we all are here. Last thing, Kate, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on every social media at CADEHUSEBY, Cade Hughesby. Stream Algorithm on Spotify. My new album just dropped last month, so go check that out. Music videos in the works. And yeah, sorry for just the plug there, but I had to do it.
Nah,
Had to do it, man.
plug away.
All good, guys. And remember, if you want to be a part of this, remind everyone how to do it, RB3.
If you want to be a part of this private, exclusive, one-time premiere for Timestamp, be there at 7 o'clock this Friday, Friday, June 4th at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to be a part of it, you still can. You just have to become a First Cut Patreon at any level, the $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier, whatever tier you want to join at. It's available for all of our Patreons. So if you want to get invited, you're there. But there's probably a lot of y'all that already are invited and y'all just don't know. So I've been telling people, check your emails. It might have gone to the promotions. It might have gone to a different window. Just make sure you check because it's there. And especially if you're an Indiegogo supporter too. A lot of our Indiegogo supporters overlap with our Patreon supporters. So make sure you check us out. But if you really, really want to watch the film and you haven't yet, and you haven't gotten an invite, First Cut Patreon, patreon.com/FirstCutStudios.
And you said any tier, right?
Any tier, $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier, $50 tier if you want, but
$100 tier.
Yeah. I don't even know if you have that tier. Custom tier. There we go. Boom.
And finally, now closing out the circuit, RB3, where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. And again, you can find Andres and I on Screen Drafts Podcast, Top 10 Directorial Debuts. I still think it's a fun episode. People are clowning us for certain things, but whatever. I thought we had a really good time, so check it out.
Sabrina.
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SabrinaXMonica. Also on Twitter at SabrinaOnFilm. You can find me here chilling. We got some reviews, really exciting things coming up. Like everybody said, make sure you get that ticket to this exclusive event on Friday. It is going to be a blast. Timestamp. We are so damn excited. Also, I will link my YouTube in the chat. I did my first ever solo public live stream that was a few minutes long, talking about Bo Burnham's special. So if you like that, check it out.
Let's go.
There you go, guys. And obviously you can find me at Squad Leader Ray. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, right here at First Cut. As I said up top, we're going to be doing a lot of great things this week, like the Timestamp premiere, as well as the Fast and Furious Part 1 of our Meaning Of episodes. So be on the lookout for that. Either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we're peacing out. Peace.
It's Britney, bitch.
to the house.